Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me? Rich Trapper. The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
What's good people? It's your man King Nabby the Great here with TNN Trap News Network, bringing you that news you could use, that knowledge you ain't finna get in nobody's college, as my man Rich Trapper say. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like, comment, and subscribe, and please hit that notification bell. Let's turn this channel up, Trap News Network. Now, we got a little situation, a little static, a little beef between two NFL analysts who are speaking on two WNBA stars. That'd be Ryan Clark and Rgiii, speaking on the situation or the relationship between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Now, to give you some quick background on Ryan Clark and Rgiii, just in case you don't know, Ryan Clark, former NFL player, most notably with the Pittsburgh Steelers, won the Super Bowl, went to the Pro Bowl, known for his big hits, played safety alongside Troy Polamalu. And then you have former NFL quarterback Rgiii, won the Heisman in college with Baylor. He was a first-round draft pick, second pick to the Washington Redskins, now known as the Washington Commanders. Unfortunately, he had a severe injury, which kind of stifled his career. He ended up being sort of a journeyman, played for Cleveland, got hurt again, and then ended up being a backup to Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came into the league, they were rookies the same year. They've always been pitted against each other. Even in college, they were rivals. They played each other in the finals. Angel Reese's LSU team beat Caitlin Clark in Iowa in the finals. They had that whole issue with the taunting, with the hand in front of the face. They've been pitted against each other by the media since they've been stars. They had a game against each other. They played each other the other night, and this is what happened.
Too strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Looks like a regular basketball play that you see in the NBA or WNBA between two top-notch, premier, competitive, ultra-competitive players. However, Rgiii had this take.
But there's a lot of people who are being disingenuous with their criticism or lack thereof, or their analysis or lack thereof of the situation because of the color of their skin. Some people will look at the color of my skin and say, oh, you aren't helping the cause, by pointing out that Angel Reese has clearly shown time and time again, I gave you all the examples, that she hates Caitlin Clark. It's okay to admit that. That doesn't mean that you're not down for the cause. What cause are we talking about here? I understand that black women are some of the most marginalized of all time. But just because Angel Reese is black doesn't mean that black men and or black women cannot keep it 100 and say what is literally right in front of them, guys. Come on, man. She hates the girl. She won't ask questions about her. I mean, goodness gracious. We talk about the viewership numbers. She won't even give credit where credit is due. She has to sit there and say, it's me too. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, Angel Reese, that is not your job to say. Often, Michael Jordan, you ever listen to Michael Jordan? They ask him who's the greatest of all time. He says, it is not fair for me to say that I'm the greatest of all time because I got to respect the other eras. And guess what? Everybody else calls him the greatest of all time. Angel Reese, if you want people to say that you are part of the reason the game is rising, let them say it. You don't have to say it. But she's so hell-bent on letting people know that. It comes from a place of hatred and jealousy because she feels like she's not being included.
Now, Rgiii's take is not new, and many have even made it a race issue, saying that people only love Caitlin Clark or put her up on a pedestal because she's white. On the flip side, people don't give Angel Reese enough credit because she's black. However, I think it's pretty much fair. It's kind of par for the course across the board because Caitlin Clark does get the credit that I feel she deserves because she is an amazing basketball player. She's the Steph Curry of the WNBA, and she has the potential to be placed up with the all-time greats. On the flip side, Angel Reese is a great player as well. She's not as electric due to her position and style of play. She's more of a rebounder, more of a, strong inside player. However, she is a great player as well, and she does get that notoriety, but more on the pop culture level. She was at the Met Gala. She's got the beauty. Everybody, she's stylish. So I feel across the board, each lady is in their lane and gets the credit they deserve based on the lane that they're in. However, Ryan Clark was not feeling RG3's take on the situation. He had some words for him. And Ryan Clark, he's always going to stand up for the black people and for the black woman. Let's see what he says.
RG3 called what Angel Reese did hate. He said you could see the hate on her face for Caitlin Clark. I'm not really sure when we moved in to being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story.
Right.
The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women have to endure in this country, about what young black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin, as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady. I've had a conversation with her. Right. I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what black women deal with a lot from black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over black women by denigrating black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less black than me.
Now, Ryan Clark kind of took the words out of my mouth on a lot of those points. I mean, it shouldn't be a racial thing. It really is just two ultra competitive athletes that are, going at it over basketball. And that's what I see. I feel like the media just tries to blow this up, turns it into a whole race thing. Of course, white people love Caitlin Clark. They don't have too much to root for. And of course, they're trying they have the opportunity to play the victim in this situation and feel like, oh, it's the black girl hating on the white girl. Look at this. But I digress. Not only did Ryan take a little slick shot at the end with the whole milk thing and saying you're not going to be any less black than me, basically alluding to the fact or the issue that he feels that Rgiii, Robert Griffin III, wants to be white low key, which is funny, which is crazy. But Ryan Clark did make one key point, one controversial point about Rgiii, which is about his home life, his family life, the fact that he is married to a white woman and he may not have the understanding of what black women go through. Now, this did not sit well with Rgiii at all. Understandably, as you know, family is kind of off limits, but let's see what Rgiii says.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Rgiii, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
Now, I see where Rgiii is coming from because family should not, and personal attacks should not be involved in the media and sports media. However, I don't think that Ryan Clark was really trying to attack his wife. I think he was just using that as an example of why Rgiii's takes on the issue may be a little bit jaded or a little bit skewed. But what do y'all think? Let us know down in the comments what you think. Is Ryan Clark versus Rgiii? Who is in the right here? Who is in the right in this situation? We will keep you updated as this situation continues to evolve. It's your man, King Nabby, TNN Trap News Network. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for that news you can use. And I'm out.